table. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome if you're new, welcome back if you've been here before. The reason I'm wearing these sunglasses is because my eyes are extremely light sensitive. As most of you know, I am blind, and when there's too much light exposure, they can tend to hurt, and they are today, so I am wearing the sunglasses. I also wanted to introduce you to my dog Winnie, because she will probably be in future videos. She likes to hang around when I'm crafting. So today we are going to be making a garland for the mantle made out of rope. I've been having this idea for 10 years. I finally got to getting around to doing it, so I'd love to share this video with you. Hit that like button, share it with your friends, and don't forget again to hit that subscribe button. So without further ado, let's get to creating. So the first thing you want to do is rubber band your three ends of your rope together, and I have a pretty thick rubber band to do this with, and this rope I got from Home Depot. It's 1 inch in diameter, and I got it to be 15 feet long, which ended up being a little bit too long. I have a 12-foot mantle that it's going on, so you could probably get away with about 13 feet for that. So I just, after rubber banding the ends together, I hook this into a door jamb of my hallway door to keep it stable while I'm trying to braid. And so I just pull out the rope behind me so it's semi-straight, and I start braiding. And every so often I have to go through and make sure that the ends that are loose don't get too tangled up. I untangle those a little bit and then just continue braiding. And just a little note here, if you want to wear gloves to do this, this rope is a little bit rough because it is a utility rope, but it wasn't too bad. I didn't feel like I needed to wear gloves for that. So, but just be aware that if you want to, it is slightly rough on your hands. And so you will take another thick rubber band and rubber band the other end of your braid together so that obviously it doesn't come undone, and you get that nice and fastened on there. So I ended up using a piece of scrap burlap that I had to wrap around the end, because you kind of want to hide the raw ends of your rope so those, raw ends aren't sticking out and kind of making it ugly. But I ended up using that burlap. I honestly didn't care for that. I wished I would have went with something else, but you don't really see it once it's up on my mantle. Another option to use would be a linen napkin that you could just kind of drape over the end of it and rubber band that on, something maybe in a color that goes with your decor. But like I said, you're not really going to see it all that much. But yeah, I ultimately didn't care for how it looked with the burlap on there, but it's all good. So I chose 3 different colors of flowers that I wanted to use along this garland. But before I put the flowers in, I actually did twine a strand of 60 white lights along this garland just for ambiance, and I always love to have white lights twirled around things. But I chose to do white flowers, purple, lilacs, and I don't even know what the pink corally color flower was that I used, but it was basically coral, white, and lilac colored that I used. And so I started in the center with a certain white flower that I didn't use anywhere else along the garland, just in the center, just kind of as a center focal point, and put a couple of pink the coral colored flowers in with those as well. And then I moved on to putting in, along the way, I worked with one flower at a time, one type of flower at a time, and I used these white they kind of hang down a little bit. I used these in another DIY too, and I put 5 of those along the whole length of the one side. I just worked with one side at a time. Put those down the whole length of the rope, tucking them in between the braids. You can bend the stems. I clipped all of these off the bushes, and you can just bend the stems and manipulate them how you need to have them to fit into that braid, but they stay pretty good when they get worked inside of the in between the braids. So I just went down the whole length of it, and I tucked in the white hanging flowers first, and then I tucked in the purple lilacs along the way, and then I went back in and tucked in the coral colored whatever those flowers are. I'm not sure, but they were pretty, so I chose those. And so I just kind of tucked them in, spacing them out accordingly, and making a good display of colors along the side, down one side of the rope. I did do the other side later on, but I didn't video that because, you seeing one side is good enough. You'll know what to do. So I just tuck those flowers in and secure them nicely. So here is a view of the whole piece done, going down the length of the garland, all completed. I ultimately decided to add some eucalyptus stems in there that I had left over. That was a last minute decision that I tucked in for some added greenery, and also it smells good. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. And here is a view of the entire mantle, all completed, ready for spring and summer. I love how this turned out. I'm so glad that I finally got a chance to do this. That's going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button again. Press the like button, share this with your friends, help me to grow this community. I appreciate you so much watching each video, and Winnie appreciates it too. So if you like seeing Winnie, drop me a comment below, let me know, and she can join us for more videos. So until next time when we meet again next week, don't forget that how many things we create, there is only one creator. See you next week.